Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, a lot has changed, and obviously I'm not pregnant anymore, but I've really missed you all and making videos. Our son was born November 7th, and our lives since then have been wonderful, amazing, chaotic, and just exhausting and the best. Today's video is about my journey coming back to running, what I did in the off time, and just what my running is looking like right now. But first, if you haven't already, you know the drill, click the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. So let's talk about my postpartum running journey. So our son is around 6.5 months now. I can't believe he's that old already. Time is just zooming by. Labor was pretty awful and traumatic, but I won't go into details here. I actually planned to do this video in late November, but we were barely sleeping at the time, and my husband and I felt like we were just struggling to survive sleep deprivation, just learning how to take care of a baby as we're first-time parents, and it was just a whole lot. So now we may not be sleeping much more, but I feel like I'm a little more myself and I'm running again, so thought this was the perfect time to get back to doing videos as well. I ran up all the way to November 3rd and our son was born on the 7th, and I felt great. I even checked on Strava. The last run I did was a workout, which is hilarious. I saw my doctor on the Thursday, and then after that I started not feeling super great, and instead of running on Saturday, I just went for a walk. Then on Sunday, I really wasn't feeling well and then went into labor at midnight. Our son was born around noon on Monday, and yeah, it was a lot. But let's back up a little bit when I was still pregnant. In my 3rd trimester, I went to go see a pelvic floor physiotherapist. They technically want you to go in your 2nd trimester, but oops, I didn't go till really late. She was really helpful and thorough and gave me some exercises to do while I was still pregnant. The main reason I went is to get a plan to get back to running. I really didn't want to get injured coming back, and so I wanted to get some outside help. On top of the running plan, she actually suggested this belly wrap, which I'll have in the description below. I have it packed away in my pregnancy box, and then after I had the baby I would wear it, as it gave me a lot of support on my belly, as now it's like, what's going on? There's no baby inside. So highly recommend it. It's a Canadian brand, and again, I'll have the link in the description below. She also gave me this book, Prepare to Push, which I found very helpful. Again, this is not running related, but if you're pregnant right now, I really find these helpful, so I'll have all those things below. My return to running plan was pretty conservative, but I was okay with that because, again, I didn't want to get injured, and I still don't. My main focus was long term, and that's running Chicago in the fall. My plan was to start with breath work and reconnect with my core, then doing some bodyweight exercises, then start doing faster walking, and then start running. Or walk running and then constantly, or just straight running. I really underestimated the toll that labor would take on my body. I thought I was going to be able to start doing walks and exercises, but I could barely walk a few minutes without being super sore and just tired. So I thought I'd go over kind of what I did generally from week 1 of having Luke all the way to when I started back to running, and kind of what I'm doing right now. So week 1, as I mentioned, I barely could do anything. I was super sore and just tired, and obviously not sleeping very much because of a newborn, and it was just a lot. I mainly worked on doing breath work to reconnect my core, as there's no baby inside and I had no idea where my core muscles were. But yeah, it just felt really weird. And I could honestly do those while I was holding Luke and just sitting there, so those were really great. So yes, week 1, I could definitely tell when I overdid it, I got really sore, and so I just, again, concentrated on breathing. So week 2, I was still doing breath work, but I started incorporating single leg exercises. I couldn't believe how wobbly I was doing these exercises that used to be just a breeze. I did a few more walks in week 2, but nothing too intense. In week 3, I started doing clamshells, single leg bendovers, what else did I do? Some squats. Often the squats, I would be holding Luke because he didn't like being put down, so I would just hold him in my arms and start doing squats, and hey, he was 6 pounds 10 ounces, so a little weight, which is nice. I also walked on a treadmill if the weather was bad or just wanted a quick walk, or I went outside. It's hard having a winter baby as it was so cold outside and I didn't want to take my newborn out in -20 conditions, so I was stuck in the house a lot and I found that quite hard. Thankfully the weather is getting better now. Week 4, everything was healing a lot better and I started to ride my bike on the trainer. Again, nothing too strenuous. Mostly the first ride was 20 minutes and then I had to get off and feed Luke, as I felt like I was constantly doing, but that's okay. He was growing and still growing and he needed to eat a lot. I still continued to do some single leg exercises and reverse lunges and just nothing too, not too much core work, because again my core was still healing. I didn't want to put extra strain on it and cause issues that way, so mostly was just doing reverse lunges, as I said, squats and some leg exercises against the wall and just a few stuff like that, but no dead bugs or leg lifts or anything that would put too much pressure on my core. And breath work, of course, cannot forget that. Week 5 to 10 was pretty much the same. I averaged 5 bike rides on the trainer a week. Still did exercises maybe. I think I did strength, 4 to 5 strength training days, and I tried to walk each day with Luke outside. Now, week 11, I did my first walk run. I was so ready to start running. This was the longest I hadn't run since, I guess, 2017 is when I got into running a lot. So yeah, it was hard. I don't know about you, but I find running is just a way to clear my mind or to think through things or not think of things. And yeah, it was not to have that kind of release or escape was quite difficult. So my first walk run was on the treadmill, as the surface is a little softer and it meant I could be closer to Luke in case he got hungry and just be close to home. So I did a 10-minute walk warm-up and then I did 5 by 2 minutes running and then 1 minute walking, and then I just did 5-minute cool down after that. It wasn't too bad. I don't think I was going very fast, but it felt good to get that turnover. Week 12, I did 2 runs. Yay, one was on the treadmill, and then my first run outside. Well, that was harder than expected, but I just got back from doing my first outdoor run of 2023. It's kind of wild that it's January 28th and I haven't run outside yet, but patience. I did a 10-minute walk up, a 10-minute walk warm up, and then I did 5 times 2 minutes running and then 1 minute easy. I wasn't pushing it, but I just kind of went by feel, which I did a lot for my pregnancy, and boy, it felt so weird not to have my baby inside of me. I just forgot what it felt like running without being pregnant. So that was really humbling, and just, yeah, I felt kind of like a foal, just trying to find my sea legs and just trying to stand and know how to run. It was just weird, but anyways, I did it and I had to be patient. It's very hard and I want to just go and do a 10-kilometer run, but that would not be good. I'm gonna be patient, or try to be, and just keep continuing doing a couple more walk runs and then see if I can string them together. Oh, I forgot to mention that I went back to the pelvic floor physiotherapist around week 9 just to see how things were healing. I went a couple more times just to check in and just see how it was getting stronger each time, and was doing my exercises and just to get that feedback. A big thing that I found really helpful is just doing the breathing for her, and she showed me that I wasn't actually engaging my core properly and I was putting pressure and it was kind of puffing out, so I found that really helpful to engage properly, and then that helped me, or was going to help me just when I was running again, to be able to breathe better and connect with my core and just to heal. Okay, back to running. So I did a few more weeks of walk running, but honestly my endurance came pretty quickly and I was able to just to string along a run without stopping. Maybe I might have stopped a few times. Getting back into shape is really hard and really tiring, so I probably did walk a little bit, but just to get my breath, but I was able just to run, which was very exciting. I wanted to say that I came back really slowly, but there was one week that I might have jumped up from 15 kilometers to, what did I do? 32 kilometers, which is not ideal. You should really not jump more than 10% of the week before, but I got excited and I learned my lesson. My hamstring got a little tweaked, and so I was dealing with that. Thankfully it's better, but don't do what I did. Anyways, I've been a little more conservative now, I promise. I did my first running workout on March 1st, and again, so humbling. I tried to keep up with the rest. I like got caught up and I almost fell. Honestly, I think my legs were just like, what? And I almost tripped, but thankfully I did not. So I realized I could not run the speed that everyone else was doing, and that's okay. And it was good. I was so happy to be back and see my friends again. Running for me is not just like running by myself, but it's also a social time to see my friends and just, yeah, run with them and yeah, to have that accountability. And so I was really happy to see them again, and I really missed it. While I started running more, I started doing a little less strength training, and honestly I've been a little bad with that right now, so I'm really focused on doing strength training maybe 3 times a week while I'm now running more. Strength training is so important as it makes your muscles stronger, obviously, and helps you run longer and hopefully helps prevent injuries. And I've done lots of videos about why strength training is important, and I just need to keep reminding myself of that too. It's hard now with Luke and Liam running and trying to fit both of our running schedules in while also taking care of Luke, and we're both working, and it's just a lot. I'm now back to 2 workouts a week, which feels amazing, and I'm averaging around 70 kilometers a week, and we'll gradually build up there. I want to have a good solid base of kilometers before I start my Chicago marathon training, which is only in a few weeks, which is crazy. So I've had a few takeaways from this whole experience. The first thing is that I know my body the best, and I've learned so much about listening to my body. That's like what I did the whole pregnancy running, is that I just listened to myself, and when it was sore or just I knew I maybe did a little too much, I would back off. Even coming back to running, I think I wouldn't take as much time off, but again, that doesn't mean that you could come back sooner. I just know my body, and I think I might have taken off too much time, so I really struggled to get back kind of like any fitness, because it just felt like I lost a lot of fitness, and I don't know, I feel like I could have come back a little sooner without being injured. But every pregnancy is different, and that's what makes it hard. So the first time, this was my first pregnancy, so I just wanted to kind of take it conservative, and I'm glad I did. But I think if I'm pregnant again, I will listen to my body, but I probably would run sooner. Secondly, it's been a very humbling experience coming back to shape, even to run while pregnant. I had to kind of give up a lot of my fast goals when I was pregnant because I couldn't run fast, as I got very slow by the end. And just coming back, I'm like, oh, I used to be able to run this, I used to be able to run that. So it's easy to compare like where I used to be to now, but that's not very helpful. I'm just reminding myself of the times that I couldn't run and I was just dreaming of just running fast. And so the days that I'm just like, oh, I'm so slow, blah, 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 that I just trying to be grateful that I can run again. If you're coming back to running, or even while you're pregnant and running, I highly recommend seeing a pelvic floor physiotherapist. It's really nice having someone just check you out and give you some feedback and exercises, and just, yeah, help guide you back to running or give you a plan if you're still pregnant. My experience may look a little different than yours. Again, every pregnancy is so different, and I was able to run a lot during my pregnancy, which I'm super thankful for. I still feel like it was hard coming back to running, even though I ran a lot, or like really close up to my labor, but I just so thankful I was able to move and exercise while I was pregnant. And each week I just feel stronger and faster. And yeah, I'm not trying to get my old body back. It never left. My old body's here. It's just different and changed because I literally grew a human being inside of me, and now he's out, and just taking care of him and recovery is really important and hard because I don't sleep as much as I used to. So there's a lot of factors now, it's not just about me anymore, so which is fine. And it's been really cool being a mom. I love it, and it's the best, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But it does make things harder, like running and just doing anything else. But again, I love being a mom. I hope you found this video encouraging if you're pregnant or just had a baby, and know that you're not alone and it's hard, and that you can get back to running eventually. And this is just a time in your life that you may not be able to run as much or as fast, and eventually your child will be bigger. And I can't believe that. Luke will always be a baby, but it's just a time in your life, and then you'll be able to go back to your big goals. And I'm so excited for Chicago in the fall, and I'll definitely keep you posted on my training and how's that looking and any races that I do. So I appreciate being back here making videos, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you did, click that like button. Happy running, and I'll see you next time.